some law issues. And in law, misappropriation of funds is the intentional illegal use of the property or funds of another person for one's own use, or other unauthorized purpose, particularly by a public official, a trustee of a trust, an executor, or by any person with a responsibility to care for and protect another's assets. And I want all of you to know something. It is a felony, a crime punishable by a prison sentence. All right, let me remind you, this is my letter that I gave to Mr. Stormont. Let me remind you, it is a misdemeanor conviction also for misappropriation of funds and can get you up to a year in jail. A felony conviction can get you more than a year in prison, and fines can range from $1,000 to more than $10,000. Mr. Stormont, let me assure you, in this day and age, nothing is private. You lied to the Friends of Grass Lake Township for 2 years, saying once a judge pronounces judgment in reference to this Norval Road gravel pit, the township would not, let me say this once again, would not continue with a judge's appeal. You sat a week ago in Dale Fisher's home and told Dale and Joanne the township would not appeal Judge McBain's decision. You lied to them and to all of us once again. Let me remind you, your initial decision to accept the judge's ruling was made public in the Jackson Patriot. So it was published in the Jackson Patriot. Hundreds of residents in Grass Lake are against your decision, and in your position as supervisor, you are being paid by us and required to act in our best interest and on our behalf. Once Judge McBain's judgment became public, you should have publicly announced and apologized and immediately told everyone on the Planning Commission to resign. Let me remind you, Judge McBain's opinion of the Grass Lake Township was not exemplary, but scathing. He even introduced the idea of an investigation into the potential conflict of interest between William Lester as proprietor of L&L and our township trustees. And then I have a question. Why did you change your opinion and vote in favor of appealing Judge McBain's decision? All right, this is something that I put in that was somewhat personal. We will find out why you, supposedly a Christian and an attendee at a local Protestant church, are allowing this divisiveness to continue at our expense. And our expense equals misappropriation of funds. A very famous evangelical Protestant minister named Dr. Bartlett Hess once stated, "Your sins will find you out." I know that's harsh, but that's the way it is. You were supposed to be a pillar in the community. Fire everyone on the planning board, the trustees who voted for you last night, and you need to resign now. And then I have my name and my credentials after this. I have one other letter that I'm going to read to you that I am going to send to our Attorney General, Dana Nessel. Okay, and one other thing. After I read this letter, I'm going to pass out some information from one of the women who works with us. I'm going to pass out some farm letters so you can, if you're interested in sending information to our Attorney General concerns, we have an envelope, we have information that you can draw from, and I did a farm letter as well that you can include with the letter. So we're going to pass that out after I read this letter. All right, this is to our Attorney General, Dana Nessel. Okay, this is about the opinion on appeal to the circuit court. And I emphasized, and I gave the information concerning the court case at the top. Dear Attorney General Dana Nessel, I am writing on behalf of the thousands of homeowners in the state of Michigan who are are good, law-abiding citizens, finding that they have absolutely no voice in their local government as a result of big business corruption. Here in the local counties of Jackson and Washtenaw, we are being taken over by numerous gravel pit operations which are polluting our air with silica, contaminating our groundwater, and drastically reducing our home values if we live in the gravel pit vicinity. In Grass Lake, we are fighting against a proposed Narble Road gravel pit, which our local Grass Lake Township attorneys, township board members, and planning board are supporting. At one meeting in our Grass Lake High School, there were over 275 residents basically against the change in zoning, which would allow the mine to operate less than 1 mile from this school and just over a mile from the elementary and middle school. We have been in the circuit court for the County of Jackson, and Judge McBain's opinion was as follows. For all the reasons set forth in this opinion, the court finds the Planning Commission's actions in granting the special use permit violated Michigan law and the zoning ordinances of Grass Lake Township, and their decision is vacated. This is a final order closing this case. It is so ordered this first day of April 2019, signed Honorable John G. McBain, Circuit Court Judge. Now, the reason why I included so much information to our Attorney General is because she is a very, very famous attorney. Of course, she's our Attorney General, but she is very well liked, and she's a very good attorney. So I tried to put information that would catch her attention. Judge McBain believes an investigation should be initiated involving the Grass Lake Township corruption by allowing William Lester, L&L Development, to be on the township board. A huge number of residents are in agreement that an investigation should take place, and residents are demanding board and planning commission resignations immediately. Okay. However, it appears the battle is not over with a new court case against hundreds of angry citizens who live close to the proposed Grass Lake Township and Grass Lake Village pit. This is a crime, a misappropriation of funds by the Grass Lake Township. The township attorneys, board, and planning commission are being paid by us, yet they are squandering our tax monies on unnecessary and unwanted decisions that would be extremely detrimental to a very large population of residents. And the decision was made by only 3 trustees to continue to support L&L Development, Ltd. Let me emphasize this. Only 3 trustees made the decision for over hundreds of angry residents. We are not against gravel pits. But when the decisions of 3 in local power usurp hundreds of property owners and the township attorneys support their decision, there is obvious serious corruption which needs to be investigated. Will you please, Attorney General Dana Nessel, use your position to investigate? Call in the CIA, FBI, and whomever you feel will get to the bottom of this corruption.
Mafia.
There are many.
It's a mafia.
Get there faster.
What? What did you say? Well, I'm trying to be strong here. Okay. There are many very well-educated candidates willing and ready to take over the Grass Lake Township administrative positions, including doctors, teachers, geologists, science professors, etc. A local doctor is willing to be our new supervisor, taking over Mr. Jim Starmont's position. Many of us have had the opportunity to also meet with Senator Mike Shirkey, his assistant Andrew Fink, and Representative Sarah Leitner. They've been told about the corruption and the fierce battle which has been going on for 2 years, pitting one neighbor against another. I've enclosed a copy of Judge McBain's court opinion as well as my recently delivered letter to Supervisor Jim Starmont calling for his immediate resignation. You will be receiving many letters, you guys, and more information from Sue Stewart, our science professor, and other very concerned citizens in the Grass Lake, Waterloo, Munith, Narble, Napoleon, and Leone townships. I urge you to please help our Grass Lake Township community. and Grass Lake Village by investigating this corruption. Kindly regards, Mary Anderson Dingledale. Okay, so that,
How many letters did you say they have to have before they will take serious?
we need about 30 letters, but I'd like to see 50 to 100, because then we will definitely get her opinion. So what we're going to be doing, now one of the women in our community, where's the thing from Bobby?
Did you want this one?
Yeah. This, and give me one of those. Okay, does this have both papers? All right. So this is what